What's up guys, here are 12 tips on how you can keep your Premier One fence nice and hot. Okay, so your first one, well this is pretty simple. You're going to want to pull it tight, right? So you're going to want to pull the fence posts tight from the other one. If it's 6 foot or 12 foot, either way, you're going to want to make sure they pull them tight. That's your first one. Pretty simple. You want to do that so that they're not sagging down, so if there's grass or tree branches or something like that, they won't get in here and mess with and ground out your charge. That's number one. Number two is you want to angle these out from the top, right? So I'll pull a fence tight and I'll pull the top of the post out away from the center of the ring, and then I'll push down into the ground. So it's kind of like extended out on the top. That'll help keep it nice and tight. The third thing is some of these fences have 2 posts. Let me show you. Hey there, chicken, how you doing? So you see how this fence has 2 posts, right? You got one going down under the pole here and then one's on the outside. You want this to be on the outside. That's important. Put you back here. I'll move you off again. We'll do something later, but yeah, you want those posts to be on the outside because it's really hard to make it tight and to put the tops out if the second post is on the inside of the circle, right? So, which kind of is annoying, which means sometimes I'll take the whole fence down and reset it up again. But it's worth it if you want a nice strong charge. You want that second post to be on the outside of your run. Number 4 is corner posts. I love these corner posts. Here's one that's not in a corner, but if it was in a corner, I could pull this nice and tight, and let me show it to you. This is one of those tough corner posts, I think. They come with this. There's like 4 of these that come with the starter package of this fence from Premier One. I'll put a link in the description, but you can just buy them separate. We got a bunch of them. They're very useful for making corners. If you don't have a white post where you want the corner to be, you can just put this guy in the ground and then it'll make the nice corner for you. So that's number 4. Utilize these corner posts. Make it nice and tight, and you're good to go. Let's see what number 5 is. What did I write down? Number 5 is going to be tall grass. So this is not on the grass right now. This is in the woods. But if we had them out in the grass and it was really tall, it could come up and it could ground out some of the cross lines. So you want to trim the grass, trim your bushes. All right. So I can rip this branch down now because now it doesn't hit my fence. All right. That's number 5. That's number 5. Okay. So number 6. Tip number 6, and this is the most important tip, I think. Maybe I should have made it number 1, but I didn't. Anyway, it's number 6, and I'm going to show it to you right now. It's these corner pieces. If you look down here where this is 2 fences coming together. So this is two fences ending here. But you see this bottom line here? This bottom line is energized. I'm sorry, this is the last energized line. This black one here is not energized, typically. You can buy fences that have them energized, but this one is not. Most of them are not. But this one is energized. And sometimes this guy will sneak down below the white line here, like this guy's real close. If it gets down here, so this is black, it's fine, it's not energized. But this energized one gets down here, it'll ground out to this metal into the ground, and it will severely hurt your charge. It'll make the fence not very hot. And that is one of the first things that I check when I do it. When I test the fence and it's not hot, it's one of the first things I check because it grounds it out a lot and it's an easy fix. And it's usually the problem. Alright, so tip number 7 is to daisy chain the fences together. Okay, so if I had 2 fences I wanted energized from one energizer, last year I'd made this mistake. I took 2 wires from the energizer, went to one fence and went to the other fence. But the better way to do it is to go from the energizer to one fence and then from the other fence to the next fence. Now, you can do that if you've got the 2 fences coming together, then you'll want to connect them with this link here. I'll show you in a second. With this guy here, you want to make this connection with this because that's better than just hanging the wires together. Yeah, that's the best way to connect fences if they're right next to each other. Now, going to number 8, if they're not next to each other, you can use this single insulation wire. Am I good? Yeah. You can use this single insulation wire. And I just take a little corner there and hang it like that, and I'll just hang it over top of the fence that's hot on one end, and then I'll walk this wire over to the next fence. This is like 100 feet or something like that. And if you're going to stay above ground, then your single insulation wire is just fine. If you want to bury wire in the ground, then you want to get double insulated wire. I wouldn't recommend burying any wire in the ground unless you've got fences that are sitting in one spot for a couple of years and you know they're not going to move. then maybe you can think about doing that. All right? I'll put a link for this stuff in the description as well, but you can find the Tractor Supply probably. Hey guys, if you like this video, if you're finding it useful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it on social media. I'm trying to grow this channel, so it would be anything you do would be really helpful and appreciated. All right, so the next point I'm going to make is with the chargers. So what am I on, number 9? I think I'm on number 9 now. I'm trying to get to 12. Yeah, so number 9 is to make sure you have an extra battery. So these guys are charged by the sun, right? The solar panels are on them. There's also a battery backup on the inside. So sometimes if it isn't giving you enough charge because you're not getting enough light and your battery's dead, but you need it to be energized, it's nice to have a backup battery in the house that you can come out and put in here. And then take this battery out, put it on the charger, so you have energy for the fence to keep your animals safe where they're supposed to be. Okay. All right, tip number 10 is to have a nice long grounding rod. The grounding rod that comes with this it's only 4 or 5 inches tall and it sits on the bottom of the charger. It works, but you might want a longer one. So I went and got a longer one, and it goes farther into the ground. That's another tip to keep the circuit active. Number 11 is that grounding rod only works if there's enough moisture in the earth to conduct the electricity. So I've had times last year where it was really dry and I couldn't get power to my fence, and I had no idea why. So when I did some research and found out, I just poured some water on the grounding rod, and then it completed the circuit. So if you find that you can't keep energy, you can't keep your fence hot, and it's been very dry, come out and pour some water in the grounding rod and it'll probably help. All right, and our last tip, number 12, is going to be the angle of this guy. I don't know if you guys can't see this, so I'll come down. Doo-doo-doo-doo. All right, so look, if you notice these solar panels tilt like this, right? So in the summertime, when the sun is really high in the sky, you might want them pointed up. If it's in the spring or the fall, you might want them pointed down because the sun is lower in the horizon. Also, depending where in the world you are, right? You could have a different, wherever the sun is, relative to where you are on the planet. These guys should point at the sun. All right, those are 12 tips for you. I hope that they help you keep your fence hot. If there's anything that I've missed that you know of, please go ahead and put them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have for me. What am I missing? What can I use? What can I do to keep my fence hot that I'm not even thinking about? Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and share it. Thanks a lot, man. Bye-bye. Hey guys, what's up? On today's, oh, it's bright.